race of the storm before the thunder.
I like what you did there, Greg. Race 2, Rolling Thunder. Reverse grid sees Harry Mayer take his first pole position ever. Go on, Harry.
Yeah, Harry Mayer, the Führer, is up front there in the Cherry Active Chevy Lumina. Oh, he's gone on the wrong side of the road. Oh, the COC's not going to be happy about that.
It's just a little
lack of experience there.
A bit of inexperience, but check out the guys behind him fanning out, and they will be chasing him down hard the next couple laps. A little bit of contact there between Clairvale on the front end of Terry Wolford going into turn 2.
Turn 2 is where it always happens, and you can see that already. Brandon Orby is looking for a way past. So is Dion. There goes the battle we saw earlier on in the first heat. Vata Batteries versus Ben Morganroot Auto. Those are the two Jaguars that went for 3rd and 4th. The Terry Mayer from Donnie Correa Jr. That's 1 and 2. Clairvale, Terry Wolford getting that car sorted out. Look how close he's getting to Clairvale now. The Gatorback Ram Mustang looking straight down the front end of this Hot Wheels and Fuchs Jaguar.
This is just a great shot. Just shows how close these guys can run together. And Terry uses that white line rule, and through Clubhouse, he should be able to take the lead over now.
Oh, no, like that, hey? No, white line rule didn't come into effect. It looks like Clairvale doesn't know what the white line rule is there. Should have let him through. It's tight between the two of them. They're going to have a chat about that later on, I'm sure. But right now, Clairvale is hanging on and doing a superb job there in 3rd place, keeping almost everybody behind him.
Yeah, Terry Wolford had to actually come off the loud pedal, and that's why he got back on it and got so sideways. Has another look up the inside now. You can see frustration, misses a gear, and everyone starts to swamp him. So Terry Wolford having a real hard time in 4th place.
Yaka Correa behind Ben Morganroot. Dion Orby, has he snuck through on that little bit of mistake there from Terry Wolford? He's side by side with the Vata Batteries machine of Frank and Mateo. De Mateo wasn't able to get past Terry Wolford. Here goes Yaka Correa, late braking, but watch out, Ben Morganroot's going to go up the inside as well. Oh, what a move there from Ben.
Yeah, he just, a little bit of contact there as well, but a great dive, and obviously a much better setup in race number 2 for the Ben Morganroot Autos vehicle.
Certainly is. Now they come through, he tries to go around the outside. Dion Orby hangs onto that outside line. He must have been sick. Now he tries again, going up on and hard braking from Brandon Orby. Looked up the inside of Ben Morganroot on his outside, his arch rival, Yaka Correa, in the Liqui Moly Corvette. Side-by-side action from our 2 top contenders.
That was almost 3 cars into the final turn, so that's insane action. And after a slightly confusing start, it seems like everyone is back on the pace and wanting to get forward now.
They want to get forward quickly because they can't afford to let those front end guys get away, because at Kyalami things normally happen this way with V8 supercars. It gets spread out by the end of 10 laps, because remember, this is a 10-lapper. The first race is an 8-lapper, so there's an extra 2 laps to go, and if the field does get spread out, you normally lose problems, especially now in the closing stages of the day, because the track surface has now cooled down dramatically.
The man that's done the best work in lap number 1 is Donnie Correa Jr., the second of the Liqui Moly Corvettes, as Ben Morganroot goes off. Looks like that car let go going into sunset. But what I was saying is, with a leader out front of almost 3 seconds over Harry Mayer is Donnie Correa Jr. The rest of the guys have got a lot of chasing to do.
Terry Wolford had another look up in sunset and back through Clubhouse Corner. Wasn't able to make it stick on Clairvale. That white line rule, I think, might just be brought into effect. Oh, Vicky Kemp! Sideways, baby! Vixen Racing on the outside of Clubhouse.
Yeah, out of Clubhouse, and there is absolutely no traction out there. Very, very greasy. Once again, the hoarding masses that are the V8 Rolling Thunder go up onto Westbank, and they are queuing up, trying to get through into the 2nd place spot. Harry's doing a good job. Terry's finally got himself through on Claire, and the rest of the guys are just going to swamp their way through now.
Dion Orby just running at the front end there with the Yaka Correa car right behind him. So the Liqui Moly Corvette looking for her out the inside.
Great move.
Nice move from Terry Wolford and from the Italian Stallion. Look at that. Just bumping his way past, but forcing it through, and eventually gets ahead of Clairvale. Now we look to see whether Yaka Correa can do the same thing. Yes, he can. He goes up the inside, and so does Brandon Orby. So Clairvale in 2 corners has been demoted down 5 positions.
That was lethal, and already from inside to outside, Yako goes up the inside there, and then he gets up the inside going into the final turn as well. So Yaka Correa is the man on the fly.
Flat out stuff here as they come across the line.
There, everyone's come past.
Oh, braking markers! Whoa, big brakes here. I think there was a safety car brought out. I just saw the yellow flag in the background. Yes, indeed. So all of these guys have to slow down. Yo, Brandon Orby was very lucky he didn't go into the back of his dad. He climbed on the loud pedal to try and get past him, and all of a sudden the brakes came on.
Okay, that explains why Yako Correa was able to make those passes so easily. Everyone else was lifting, and they saw the yellows.
Well, I hope that Yako gives that position back, because if he doesn't, he's going to be penalised at the end of this race. The yellow flag's out is probably because Ben Morganroot and Vicky is stricken at Clubhouse. Yeah, there's Ben Morganu's car. It's not because of his problem. He's right off the racing line. That's the problem right there. Stuck on the outside of Clubhouse, and the Kyalami marshals have to use the Land Rover to pull her out.
So restart, the safety car comes off. Donnie Correa Jr., after doing all that work, has started to be closed down, but everyone's sleeping a little bit. The only man who's awake is Terry Wolford. He's going to really benefit from that second place. Harry Mayer still holds on to third place. The rest of the guys are going to battle now to get around him.
Dude, Yaka Correa hasn't given back his position after overtaking under safety car and yellow flags. It's going to cost him at the end of this day. He's going to race now. I'm sure he's basically sitting there going, I don't care about that right now. I'm going to race until the flag drops, and then we'll sort out all the rubbish afterwards.
That's a big pity, because after a second place in race number 1, if he could get up and challenge for another podium, that would definitely see him climbing back up into the championship point rankings as he was at the beginning of the year.
Oh, we're on board with him now. He's trying to get past Clairval. He gets good drive out of turn 3 and 4. Alongside Clairval, he should blast past him going through Goodyear. This is where he's going to have to work hard, because on the outside of Goodyear now, there's lots of rubble after Ben Morganu's gone off, and then have to take into account, look at all the dust there. That's how difficult it's going to be. And of course, the reason that Sunset is called Sunset, that's why. You go straight into the sun, up the inside. What a move there from the Italian stallion. Harry Mayer having no answer. Looks like Yaku might get through as well.
Harry did very well though. He was stuck on the outside, didn't turn back in, and that's always what you want to do. But the white line rule is what it says on the tin. You have to stay out there, pick a lane and just go with it.
No, he did a good job, as you said, Matt. Looking back from the Gatorback Ram Mustang of Clairval now, it's 2 ELT Jaguars in her sights and the border towing Mustang on the outside. This is Wade Van Zimmeren. So the 2 youngsters and Dion Orby up the inside, gets through. Can Brandon do the same thing? He might get good drive. Claire's kicked on the outside, giving a lot of room. It's good driving from both of them. They're given enough room through West Bank corner, and Brandon's through.
Yeah, Dion got to move up the inside to seem to open up a hole. That was second and third place going through. Actually, first and second going through, and third and fourth now is really up for it. Yako Correa flying now and hassling the back end of the Italian stallion. This is first place, Donnie Correa Jr. and Terry Wolford. Terry having a great drive.
He certainly is. He's got that car sorted out. Whatever the problems were in the first heat, they've worked double time in between the heats to get them sorted, and they're definitely working now, because Donnie Correa Jr. has got his hands full. Terry Wolford wants to take a victory here. It'll be awesome to see the Fuchs Hot Wheel car up on the top of the podium, but right now he's only got one more car to deal with, and that's the Liqui Moly Corvette of Donnie Correa Jr. This is the man who almost took a victory down in PE. Can he do it now?
Yeah, well, he says since he got that new car working, it is absolutely flying. He feels comfortable, he feels at home with it, and you can see the top 2 drivers have pulled almost 4 seconds out of the chasers. It is still Frankie Di Matteo, but Yako Correa Jr. is definitely the danger man. Don't write off Brandon Orby as well. He does come on strong at the end of race 2.
So you can see if he can get through the field. He's battled to get through a couple of drivers now. These guys aren't battling. They managed to get through all the problems early on. Even the safety car didn't come into a factor for Donnie Correa. He had his head on right, and when the flag dropped, he was gone. Terry Wolford was the only man who wasn't caught sleeping, and all of a sudden, it's the 2 of them. Look at how they back into that car, stepping on Matt. That's not a good sign so early on in the race.
Yeah, Terry running things very loose. We're focusing on the Super GT category, but remember, in the GTs, Rolf Duplessis still going bar to bar with Larry Wolford. Those guys are flying down in around about 8th and 9th on the road.
So out of West Bank corner, leading cars are the 2 that the rest of the field have to catch, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to answer. All of a sudden, oh no, we do. Yaka Correa's through. Frankie Di Matteo has been demoted to 4th. So now the Super Molly Corvette, Yaka Correa has his sights set on his brother and Terry Wolford.
Terry is pushing super hard there through the ball, trying to get that line up the inside. Tries his best to get the drive, but has to tuck back in. Next time, if he's a little bit closer, he can stop the back end flapping around. He should be able to get the drive done. There's an opportunity as well going into the final turn. Shoves it up the inside. New leader, Terry Wolford.
White line rule, he gets it sideways. As I said, that back into the car, a little tap between the 2 of them. Oh, nicely done there, Donnie. He just got out of it. But side by side, better drive from Donnie Correa, and he's going to retake that first place as they cross the line.
So Terry led for, I think, about 200-300 meters. But before they cross the line, Donnie got the place back. But they're slowing each other down now. They're riding defensively, and that's going to bring the third place battle up to them.
Now, it certainly is. In that third place battle, there's 4 cars that could possibly come and spoil the day for both those drivers. A mistake there from Terry Wolford coming out of turn 4. You can see he just didn't get the drive right, and now he's going to have to fall into the clutches of those 3 cars.
It's strange to see the tyres going bad on Terry's car, because he didn't finish race number 1, which means it must be a suspension setup problem that's making the car flap around.
Well, he's getting it sideways out of almost every single corner, and hopefully he's not going to climb on the loud pedal too early, because remember, they've got a solid diff on the back of these things, so it's like a 500 horsepower go-kart that they have to worry. You've got to feather the accelerator very lightly coming out of turns.
Changing the lineup for ELT. Brandon Orby is now the first of the ELT Jaguars, hassling the back end of the Volta Batteries Jaguar of Frankie Di Matteo, and it looks like he wants to get around him quickly. Watch him shove to the inside here. Late on the brakes. This is a standard option. Brandon Orby move.
Massive Sassel Flame. Love it in the late afternoon sun there and in the shade. And he gets through. Very, very strong move, as you said, Matt. He's up to 4th place now. Can he catch the Corvette in front of him? That's the man he has to worry about. Yaku Correa. But he also has to worry about Franco Di Matteo. Because remember, Di Matteo is 3rd in this championship.
First and second still going through, but look how much the guys behind are closing things down. Donnie Correa Jr., he is hanging on. So is Terry, but 3rd place is absolutely flying. And if Yako Correa can put his brother and Terry between the chaser, then he's going to run away with this one.
That's exactly what he wants to do, but I don't think his brother's going to hand him the victory that easily because remember, he was taken one away in PE in the final corner in Goodyear. So it looks as if it's going to be a battle royal between the Jaguars and the Corvettes at the front end of a Westbank V8 supercar field. As always, Yaku's starting to get a bit twitchy too, so things are definitely going to heat up here in the last couple of laps.
And after looking good in the early running, it looks like Dion Orby's ELT Jaguar, he was running down there in 6th place. He's falling off the back of this, cannot hold pace.
Certainly can't, but right now the pace is being dictated by the Liqui Moly Corvette because the fastest man on the circuit at this stage is Yaku Correa. He's closed onto the back end. Terry Wolford knows he's there. He now has to go defensive because he cannot take the battle to the man up front and have to worry about his brother behind him. He has to choose one of those Corvettes. In my opinion, go with the front one.
This is the perfect script for the second race of V8 Rolling Thunder here at Kyalami. We're going to come down to the last couple of laps. We're going to have 4 drivers fighting it out for the overall win.
An awesome battle here, and it's part of the inverted grid. That's why we've got such a tight race between these first 4 drivers. Terry Wolford has been in second almost the entire race. Donnie Correa Jr. managing to get ahead of Harry Mayer at the beginning of this race, and then just kept it to the front all the time. Back on board as they come out of Westbank. Triple apex corner. Coming through the 3rd pot now. He gets on the power early. Tries to get the drive down the mine shaft. Can he get behind that Liqui Moly Corvette? It is very, very difficult to try and make an overtaking maneuver unless you've got drive. Late braking, won't be able to do it there. He's not close enough.
Brandon Orby, it's on the brakes where the Jaguar is absolutely perfect. He's got a very strong engine. The car is working perfectly, but the brakes are not fading as badly as the rest of the cars. And for me, the move that Brandon's got on the cards is definitely going up onto the top of the hill. That's into Westbank.
Well, onto the braking markers. Yaku Correa now looking for a way past Terry Wolford. Can't make it stick just yet. Wolford's climbed on the line pedal too quickly and he spun out.
Oh, the lift of the pedal as well for Yako Correa did very well to avoid, but he lost the drive as well, and that's going to close things down for Brandon Orby. He'll have seen that with a little bit more time to play with, and he is closing.
Wade Van Zuren sneaking up the inside of Harry Mayer just behind him. Oh, watch out, Rolf. There's a car in the way. Rolf Duplessis leading the GT category by a long, long way. Looks like Romano Satori is still in second place in this battle. But Rolf Duplessis, yeah, we got it on board. From Brandon Orby. There goes Wolford, spinning out, just climbs on the line pedal a little bit too hard and spins that car out. I did mention the fact that they have got a lock diff on the back end, and you've got to feather that accelerator very gingerly through corners.
Harry Mayer coming himself through nicely. Wade Van Zuren moving over, just looked like he had a problem coming through those turns 2, 3, and 4. And then all of a sudden, Rolf Duplessis slides his way through, and he is the leading GT class car, looking for a double win here.
Cherry Active taking on the man from Ranfontein. Wouldn't have liked to have Rolf Duplessis on my rearview mirror at this point in the race, but Harry Mayer's had a great drive. Now it's Liqui Moly Corvette 1 and 2. Brandon Orby's up to 3rd place, but we do have to mention Yaku Correa might be under the watchful eye of the COC for passing under those yellow flags.
Yeah, what will they do? What kind of punishment will they hand out? If they give him a 30-second penalty, he's still looking good for a top 5 overall because they're a long way ahead from the rest.
Brandon Orby's going to try something here. It's the closing stages. In fact, it's the final lap. Can he sneak up the inside of Yaku Correa onto the brakes now, into the bowl? He takes a very wide line, gets on the apex late, gets the drive. Now he's going to try and sneak something up through turn 13. We've seen Ben Morgan go around the outside, and we've seen Rolf Duplessis do something there as well, but not able to be done by the ELT Jaguar of Brandon Orby.
So the only man that's under the watchful eye of the COC is Yako Correa. Donnie Correa Jr. is going to live on to take the flag. Brandon Orby is in 3rd place at the moment, but there's a chance of him getting 2nd.
Across the line now, they come to start the final lap, and you can see the 2 Liqui Moly Corvettes are under massive pressure from the ELT Jaguar. This is going to be a battle royal for the final couple of corners. They're going through turn number 2 up to 3 and 4. There are only 10 corners to go after that.
A couple of weeks ago, we saw the number 10 car get very loose towards the end of the race. It looks absolutely perfect here in race number 2. And Donnie Correa Jr. and Yako Correa are absolutely pinning it at the front end of the field here. And we have seen this before. Yako has taken a win with his brother in 2nd place. Donnie is still looking for his first victory.
I wonder if Yako's going to try something on Donnie, or is he going to give him an opportunity to take this victory? I don't know if he's going to give him an opportunity. The way Donnie's driving, he's not going to let anybody through, no matter what.
Both got absolutely three perfectly set up cars. And remember, the man that we're on board with now, Brandon Orby, he leads on championship points. He doesn't want to go for a do or die move and throw away valuable points, but he's going to be worked very hard to get around two cars.
And speaking about getting loose, did you see Jaakko Correa working it out of the second S? A little bit of oversteer there. He managed to power through it. Big flames out on the side of the car. Sasselfield's working hard here, and you can see that those Goodyear tires are now being pushed. Good drive from Brandon Orby. Here we go. Side by side. Liquid Oily Corvette and ELT Jaguar. Does he sneak through to second place? There's a good possibility he's going to be able to beat him on the brakes. He's done it. He's up to second.
Super brave, but check out Jaakko Correa. He's not going to let this one go. Keeps the Corvette absolutely buried around the outside, was flapping around, loose under brakes, gets the line up the inside, and he will recover that second place. Absolutely fantastic defensive driving.
That's awesome stuff. There's only two corners to go. Donny Correa's got this one, but Jaakko Correa in second place is under a bit of threat from the COC, but his drive has been phenomenal. Well done to Liquid Oily Corvette team. They've done an awesome job, and they've now made it 1 and 2. Christina Storm waves the flag, a little bit better than David Rees did, but this time out it is Liquid Oily Corvettes 1 and 2. Correa brothers out in front, and Brandon Orby had to take third place.
Donny Correa takes his first ever victory in the Super GT category.
So an awesome day's racing, but unfortunately Jaakko Correa was penalised for overtaking with yellow flags waving. GT category is going to be taken by Rolf Duplessis, and Harry Mayer having a fantastic outing. Romano Sartori recovering from his first race problems to finish second, and Larry Wolford will finish in third place in the GTs.
I'll give him a few points. Confirmation of the results though. In the Super GT class, Donny Correa took the win ahead of Brandon Orby de Matteo. Jaakko Correa was punted down to 5th place.
In the GT category, Rolf Duplessis taking it from the AMC Jaguar of Romano Sartori, Larry Wolford, Darren Goodmans and Des Goodside in 5th.
Donny Correa and the Liqui Moly Corvette racing team super pumped with race number 2. Donny, it's always a pleasure when you see you get up here. You've been improving, you've got a very good new car for 2010, and finally you get to the front.
Yeah, no, definitely. This feels awesome. This is my first race win in the West Bank V8, so this is just awesome. I can't believe it. The new car is perfect. I couldn't ask for more.
You must have been tense out there as well. So many yellows. I haven't seen any yellows that number since NASCAR.
Yeah, no, I saw I had a big lead, and then I saw that safety car. I said, oh no, this is going to mess things up. But I saw Jaakko and them closing up, but I was just trying to stay ahead, and I've done it.
Roman, great drive for you in the GTs, but I think the yellow flags played into your favour there.
I don't know, I never saw any yellow flag. I saw a big yellow flag in the sky there. It was the sun there.
It always gets low in the afternoon here.
Very low. Couldn't see the apex. But it was a hell of a good race. Larry was behind me every inch of the way and actually passed me a few times. And but Rolf, he just shot off into the sunset. Thanks.
Don't get to see you on the podium too much. How's it feel?
Well, I've been here before, but 50 years ago. No, it's great to be with these guys. I mean, these are legends. He's a legend. He's a legend. It's nice to be sitting with, standing with next to a couple of legends here.
Good job, man. Thank you. Rolf, from your side, just untouchable today. Even in the second race, when you got to plough your way through all that traffic.
Yes, the traffic was hectic, and the sun was so low, and people going onto the inside, and there was all of dust. You couldn't see a thing. You were just hoping you're not smashing into someone. But I had a good race. Every time I had a race with Larry, and you can touch the oak next to you, behind you, I had good fun. But the Jaguar of Sartori was very wide today. I really battled to work our way out past him.
Good job, though. Gave you the overall, and that takes you to the top of the pile in points.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I'm ahead of the Chevy guy, Larry Wolford here. So we're going to fight for the championship the rest of the year.
Uncle Larry, they're pushing you hard now, brother.
It's getting tough with these two, and it was a hell of a good race. You know, pity that the safety car actually kind of it impacts on the race, because you need as many laps as possible to get past the guys in front of you. I actually got to the front at one stage, and then I think I overcooked it a bit, and I saw the next thing I was back in 5th place, and you got to start all over again. But that's the fun of it, the fun of the inversion.
Definitely getting heated though, isn't it?
Ah, that's hectic. I tell you just don't understand.
It's red hot on top of the podium once again. Well done to Donny Correa Jr. and to Rolf Duplessis. 2 winners today here at Westbank V8 Supercars.
Point standings then after round number 4. Brandon Orby leads ahead of Dion Orby, Franco de Matteo. Jaakko Correa starting to climb the ladder again in 4th place.
The GT category, just a swap out at the top. Rolf Duplessis now takes the lead ahead of Larry Wolford. Des Goodside stays in 3rd place. Darren Goodmans is now tied in 4th with him, and Romano Sartori up to 5th.
Hi, I'm Vicky Kim from Vixen Racing. Join me in the West Bank V8 Supercars on the 14th of August at Bekisa. See you there.
For more information on the West Bank Super Series, log on to their westbanksuperseries.co.za website.
I just love my job. Today I'm standing next to Christina, and Christina, tell us, what's it been like visiting the West Bank Super Series?
It's been amazing. I've had an awesome day. Saw the V8s, got to set them off, whatever, is that the right
That's
term?
correct,
Like
that's
I waved
correct.
the flag and everything, and I did that with the super bikes as well. So yeah, the energy is insane. I mean,
Fantastic.
it's not my first time here. I always come to support Claire Vale. So yeah, really insane. I love the V8s.
Fantastic. And when is the next date for the West Bank Super Series?
Well, I know, but you got to be there. 14th of August at Bekisa. I'm going to be there.
Well, guys, you heard it from the lady. See you then.
Well, Matt, with one day to go this weekend, we see 2010 kick off, and on behalf of West Bank Super Series and all of our categories, we wish Bafana Bafana and the 2010 crew all the very best.
All the categories were waving flags. They had stickers on their cars. Full support of what South African soccer is about to do.
Even Patrick Seddon went out onto the corners and bought himself a flag for his West Bank V8 supercar. You can see the Formula Volkswagens were running soccer balls as opposed to their customary Volkswagen badge, and the same thing on the Polos.
And for the Formula VWs and Polos, a little pre-season friendly.
Well, Bob, it certainly is a meeting of two minds down here on the tarmac. I don't think I've ever seen such skill displayed on the tarmac.
Well, Bob, looks like one of those players can actually use his left foot and his right foot. He may be ambidextrous.
I don't know about that, Bob, but he definitely play with both feet.
I think Michael Rowe needs to get in there because Daniel Rowe looks a little bit too comfortable in the goals for me.
He is the goals. He's the size of the goals.
Well, Desiree, we're down here in the pits of Kyalami in the VW stand. A little bit of goofing around in the background. Tell me what's going on.
Absolutely. I think everybody's in full spurs for the upcoming World Cup, and we would like to show our support to Bafana Bafana and to South Africa and wish them all the best, and we hope they do well.
And you've got the boys from the Polo Cup, you've got the boys from the VWs as well. They're going to put on a little match here for us, I believe.
I hope so. I hope they know what they're doing. But I think they'll enjoy it, and it's great to see the team spirit between the two categories as well.
And we saw on the cars a lot of branding for the World Cup coming up as well, so VW fully behind Bafana Bafana.
Absolutely. We've actually exchanged our VW logos for the soccer balls. I'm sure you'll get a shot of that later, and all the cars are carrying them. And again, just in full support of what we'd like to do for World Cup, and just show Bafana Bafana that we wish them all the best.
Alright, so Carl Barnes in the goals on the fast. Oh, Shibaba for Carl Barnes! I think he should go play for Bafana Bafana.
Yeah, no scouts on the sidelines.
I'm reminded of the heady days in 1966 when it was England versus Germany. Today, it's Germany versus Germany.
I think Germany might win, Bob.
It's a good chance. We'll have to wait and see. The boys are on the pitch. The crowd are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. It's now.
So from the Volkswagen side, we head across to the two-wheel side, and great to see everybody getting behind Bafana Bafana and the 2010, and every single motorcycle had one of those on to show them Bafana Bafana.
Show them support, show them how much motorsport, and particularly the bikes, are behind the football side of things.
Every single rider, all the Brolly babes, and of course all the paraphernalia there to show the Interfile South African Motorcycle Championship support for 2010.
That's before they even raced. You guys are grinning happy.
Bridgestone production car drivers Michael Stephen and of course Gennaro Bonafide also going all out to show their support for the 2010 initiative.
Of course, as far as motorsport goes, there's a bit of a quiet period now while we all sit back and support Bafana Bafana through the Soccer World Cup.
That's a wrap on the mighty West Bank V8 supercars at Kyalami. Next up is the Bridgestone production cars. I'm Gugu. See you next time.